Hi, my name is Casey Donnelly, and I'm the Communications and Safe Sport Coordinator for Bowls Canada. I invite you to join me as I get to know Canada's national squad members through a virtual chat. In this next interview with a national team member, I get the chance to chat with Shirley Fitzpatrick-Wong, a member of the senior squad.
Hi, Casey. I'm Shirley Fitzpatrick-Wong. I'm a member of the senior national squad.
Cool. And how did you first get into bowls?
Well, many of your viewers will probably be familiar with Shirley Fitzpatrick. That's my mom.
Okay.
And, she's been taking my sister and I to the green now and then for a few years. And then eventually, the year I was graduating high school, she was looking to practice. And at her club, the green was usually full during women's days, and she would go on men's days when there was no ring to practice. And so I started going with her.
Cool, that's fun.
It's kind of funny because now my sons will come practice with me over at the artificial green.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, we do things a little differently. We'll throw 4 jacks out there, and they play. It's 2-on-1, the two of them against me.
Okay.
And they're catching up.
Future members of the national team?
Well, I don't know if they're doing that, but they're doing great.
Good to hear. So did it take you some time to get good at bowls, or were you a natural when you first started out?
Well, maybe natural enough to scare some of the locals. The first year I joined the club with my mom, I entered the women's club, and I made it to the final before I had to draw.
Wow.
A few weeks later, I entered provincial cycle. The fours pairs had already been played, so some of the top women, such as my mom's fours team, were ineligible. And I really didn't expect to do all that much, but as we got going, I was winning some games, and that certainly had the locals a little concerned. There was this young person they didn't know, and she wasn't wearing white, and she didn't have regulation shoes, and oh my goodness, what if she wins and goes to the Canadian? I mean, I didn't really expect to win because it turned out that we finished up third.
Okay.
My attitude was, hey, if you win, you go shopping, right? You got a month to get the stuff you need. That started some discussions that people wanted to pass the rules that you had to wear white and have regulation shoes for provincials.
Interesting.
I didn't get it passed, so I was okay.
Cool. And why do you love the sport?
It wasn't really a surprise that I liked it because I've always liked curling, and the two games are very similar. I like small teams like that. That's kind of my comfort zone, playing a game with 2, 3, 4 people.
Okay.
It's great to be outside. It's kind of unpredictable, and it's a good game for those of us who are perfectionists, because you'll just never.
Fair enough. That's cool. And what do you currently do for work?
I work on clinical research studies in pediatrics, so I work with the Children's Research Institute of Canada.
Oh, interesting. And is that where you're doing this from right now?
No, I'm working from home right now. This is my messy home office.
Nice.
And I've been lucky that under the current circumstances that there are things I can do from home. Just computer work, so I do a mixture of at home on site.
Nice, that's great. Do you have a fun fact about you?
Well, I guess I'm a Trekkie.
Nice.
And I've never seen a single Star Wars movie.
Fair enough.
Or
that's a good one.
Maybe an important fact is I'm a blood donor. I was 18 years old.
Oh, good for you.
There's actually a very small percentage of eligible adults who are blood donors, so I can say to people, please consider it. It's an important thing.
Yeah, definitely good to share. Do you have a favorite bowls memory?
I mean, there's so many wonderful memories. It's hard to pick out something. I think like a lot of people, your first Canadian championship was just a wonderful and full of favorite memories. I played fours with my mom and my aunt in Moncton.
Cool.
It was a really special week. And certainly my first Commonwealth Games in Manchester, England, 2002, the whole event was super. I had a wonderful team to play with. Being introduced to play in the gold medal game was quite a moment. The whole situation and stepping up on the podium, there's lots of special memories attached to the whole event.
For sure. That's awesome. So, are there any positive changes you've seen at your club or province since you started playing?
There's been lots of changes. I mean, it started with colored uniforms, colored bowls. In our province, certainly amalgamated men and women playing together much more, and more interaction between the clubs, I might say, like leagues that involve people from all clubs. So a good competitive opportunity. We got our artificial outdoor green. We've already had a couple of different carpets, and that extends our season, which is really important because the grass season is sort of May to September if you're lucky, but outdoors it's more the carpet. It's more like April to October.
Okay.
So good changes there.
Cool.
And finally starting to play some 3-bowl pairs. That's pretty slow to take off, I guess. And you really don't see the play 2-bowl triples here yet, but I hope that'll be one of the next changes. I think it's actually a great game, but it's hard to convince people to just throw 2 bowls and they always want a third one to fix what they've done right the first 2 times.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. Is there anything you would tell younger you in terms of your bowls career?
Well, I was very lucky. I had a lot of advice, a lot of coaches. So there isn't so much that I would go back and say because I had so much available to me.
Okay.
The top bowlers here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, were good about sharing and coaching the people coming along. I went to 2 junior school excellences early in my career, which were great. One was in BC, one in Ontario. So exposed to more coaches again. And then after my first Canadian, I went to a couple of provincial development camps. One run by local people, one by people that were brought in. So I had all this exposure from so many different great bowlers and coaches. So if I was to tell another young person or new bowler, what I would say to them is to just take advantage of all the coaches and advice that you can. There may be some coaches that might not agree with everything they tell you, and that's okay. But even if you get 1 or 2 skills from each one, when you add it together, you're surprised at how much you put together, how much you learn. So just have an open mind to everyone who's willing to help you and give it consideration. Just build from there.
Nice. Some good advice for sure. Is there anything you would do differently if you restarted your bowls career?
Nothing that really stands out. I've been very fortunate. I've had chances to do many things with many great people. There's been many times where I've passed something up too, but I have no reason, and I really don't live with a lot of regrets or anything like that. I've been very fortunate.
Nice. That's awesome. Well, those are all my real questions. Thanks so much for doing this and agreeing to chat with me.